Hello friends, today's video is regarding a very important topic as far as the auditing as a subject of BCom is been concerned, because in this video I am going to discuss about duties of auditor with its required sections. So first of all, the first duty of auditor is inquiry of certain matters. It comes under section 143 subsection 1. It says an auditor do inquiry related secured loans, asset mortgage, checks related documents, checks on all expenses, income tax is paid or not. These kind of things are being checked by the auditor. So inquiry of these certain matters should be done by an auditor. It's a kind of a duty of auditor to perform these tasks. Next is making reports of accounts and financial statement. It comes under section 143 subsection 2. It says in annual general meeting, auditor presents the report and also prepare the supporting documents. An auditor comes in annual general meeting with the report and read it and solve the shareholders query in front of them related the report, and he have to give the answer for every questions arises from the side of shareholder to against auditor. Next is other matters considered in audit report. It comes under section 143 subsection 3. It says after completing the report, the information which we needed are provided on time. Balance sheet shows true and fair positions. If not, then what are the reasons for the limitations? These are the things mentioned in the report presented by him. Next is giving reasons. It comes under section 143 subsection 4. It says if due to any kind of reason there are some limitations, so what are the reasons behind those limitations should be disclosed by the auditor in his audit report. Next is duty of auditor of government company. Section 1, it comes under section 143 subsection 5, which says every auditor of a government does the audit of the government company. In this type of auditor, it also prepares the audit reports, which is according to comptroller and auditor general instruction. That means according to CAG instructions. That report after making given to the company as well as to comptroller and auditor generals also, means both will take the report. The company for which auditing is been done and CAG department will also takes that report. Next is duty of auditor with reference to branch audit. It comes under section 143 subsection 8, which says sometimes for a large company they have several branches, so auditor can be different for every branch. So every branch auditor should prepare the report and provide to the main auditor, and then the main auditor will prepare the final report. Here branch auditor rights and duties are just same as the main auditor's rights and duties are there. Okay. Next comes duty of auditor to comply with accounting standards. Duty of auditor to comply with accounting standards. It's come under section 143 subsection 9 and section 143 subsection 10. Under this, the first is an FRA. There is only one criteria under this duty, that is NFRA, which means नेशनल फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग अथॉरिटी. इसका मतलब हुआ यह NFRA समय समय पर ऑडिटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स की जांच करके ICAI को भेजते हैं कि क्या क्या अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स में बदलाव लाने चाहिए और ऑडिटिंग के वक्त किन बातों को ध्यान में रखना चाहिए. यह भी बताते हैं, एंड ICAI गिव्स इंफॉर्मेशन प्रोवाइडेड बाय द NFRA टू ऑल द ऑडिटर्स. ओके. Next comes duty to reports on other matter. It comes under section 143 subsection 11. ओके. यह NFRA समय समय पर फाइनल अकाउंट्स के अलावा ऑडिटर को बताता रहता है टू चेक द मीटिंग्स आर डन इन करेक्ट वे और नॉट, quorums are correctly done or not, according to the companies act all the things is been proceeded in or not. ये सब जानकारी कंपनी सेक्रेटरी ऑडिटर्स को देना होता है. Next comes duty to reports on frauds. It comes under section 143 subsection 12 and section 143 subsection 13, which says if not giving information related mistakes, but it is necessary to give information related to frauds. If there is a mistake, then it is not important that you give all the information for all the mistakes is been happened. But yeah, it is not like that you are not going to give any information regarding the mistake. You have to give, but it is not, it's kind of a not any kind of compulsion that you have to give every information regarding mistakes. You just mention on audit report, will that be okay for it? But if any frauds is been done, then it is necessary to give the information regarding the frauds. If frauds are done and not told by the auditor, then the penalty of rupees 1 lakh imposed on auditor as a kind of a fine. So this is the duty to report on frauds. Next is duty to render certain services. It comes under section 144, which says some services like insurance related services, any suggestions on financial matter related suggestions, no suggestions regarding investment should be given to the company and the firm by the auditor. So suggestions should be given it. So it is a kind of a services which is being provided by the auditor. So it is a duty of auditor to give the suggestions regarding each and every kind of things as far as the investment companies, firms, and as far as the financials matter is being concerned. Next is duty to sign on audit report. It comes under section 145, which says there are two page report of audit with same format as given in the Companies Act. After all process, the auditor needs to sign on the report. Then only the report will be kind of a meaningful report and true, because after signatures a particular auditor becomes liable for that. Okay. Next come duty to attend the general meeting. It comes under section 146, which says in annual general meeting the auditor is called in an annual general meeting the auditor is called. In case he has not called, then he should come by his own, as coming in annual general meeting is responsibility of auditor. And if any shareholder asks him for any clarifications related to the report, so auditor has to provide him the required information. Next comes duty according to code of conduct. Yes, duty regarding to code of conduct is a very long information. So under this there are total 18 points which needs to be taken into consideration. I am speaking upon all the 18 points. You just make a note of it. The first is pursuance of section 139 of Indian Company Acts are followed for his appointment. This is the first. Second, to inform the previous auditor. Third, to perform his duty honestly. Fourth, to deal with limited number of companies. Fifth, to maintain secrecy. Sixth, to disclose material fact. Seventh, no partnership with unqualified person. Eighth, not to accept profit based fees. Ninth, no request for appointment. 10th, not to increase competition. 11th, he should not canvass. 12th, not to share his income with others. 13th, not to accept any share from income of others. 14th, not to allow unqualified person to practice by his name. 15th, not to pursue any other business. 16th, not to allow unauthorized person to sign. 17th, no certifications without proper checking. And 18th, keeping client money separately. These are the duties which is being performed by every auditor as far as the code of conduct is being concerned. The points, the 18 points which I will speaking in front of you have any very simple kind of explanation. You just write in your own language. Will that be sufficient for you? नेक्स्ट इज ड्यूटीज ऑफ ऑडिटर ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ जुडिशियल डिसीजंस। इसका मतलब हुआ जब भी शेयर होल्डर या अपॉइंटमेंट अथॉरिटी और ऑडिटर के बीच कोई विवाद होता है तो कोर्ट में जाया जाता है और डिसीजंस फिर आते हैं। वो डिसीजंस कैसे हो सकते हैं? लाइक पहला, टू एग्जामिन द ट्रूथफुलनेस एंड जस्टिफिकेशंस ऑफ बैलेंस शीट। इसमें होता है ऑडिटर्स ड्यूटी इज नॉट ओनली टू सी द अरिथमेटिकल एक्यूरेसी, रेदर सीज द जस्टिफिकेशंस लाइक बैलेंस शीट इज ट्रू और नॉट, फाइनल अकाउंट इज ट्रू और नॉट। हियर वन केस इज देयर. I am giving the name of that case. You just Google it and check it. The name of the case is LEADS, Leeds Estate and Investment Society versus Sheffard, 1887. I repeat, Leeds LEADS, Estate STATE and A&D Investment Society versus Sheffard. Sheffard spelling is SCHEPHAD, 1887. This is the case which you have to read it under this heading of this duty of auditor on the basis of judicial decisions. Okay, next is to give clear cut information with honesty. It says in this case the decisions taken by the court that auditor should tell all the matter related the company with honestly and mention all the things in report. Under this there is case which should be mentioned is London and General Bank Limited. The year of the case is 1895. London and General Bank Limited. Third is to perform the work tactfully and carefully. इसका मतलब auditor should perform his work with full tactfully and carefulness. Under this the case is there named is Kingston Cotton Mills Company Limited 1896. Okay, this case is also been discussed by me under my previous video, which is regarding the auditor is not a watchdog but a blood auditor is not a bloodhound but a watchdog. I've explained you all the details of this case. You just check on my channel and go through that case. Next is intensive checking of doubtful situation. It means if an auditor have doubt related any facts, any transaction, then he should do an intensive checking of those kind of things. Next is to inform regarding avoidance of Companies Act. It says auditor will tell the mistakes point happen in the books of account. Next is he should not cheat the employees. Means an auditor should not tell the secrets of the company to the other company, because it is very much known that auditor has, while auditing, he has known all the secret informations of the company, so he should not tell this information to any other companies because it is a kind of a cheat made by the auditor. Next is he should not have unnecessary doubtful. इसका मतलब an auditor should work in a usual work, not an intensive way. Then there will be some mistakes, and he should not be like that there is the mistakes is been happening in this company and I am just appointed to find out that mistake. It's not like that. He should not work like a bloodhound. He should work like a watchdog. Okay, he should work as a general auditor works. Next is he should not take guarantee of accuracy. During the appointment of auditor, any auditor does not say that I am the best auditor, or if I will do auditing all the things will correct. These kind of things is never be spoken by any kind of auditor, so he should not take the guarantee of its accuracy. Next comes, which is last point, its duties regarding verifications. Means items of balance sheet items should be verified carefully. It's just a single line definition that items of balance sheet should be verified carefully. So this is the full video regarding the duties of auditor, in which I have taken lots of points and explained in front of you, and I hope you have created the kind of a notes form. And do subscribe my channel Manish Kumar Verma Important Topics to get all the latest updates, and do like, share and comment your views and doubts regarding this topic. Any query will be solved here at this forum. Okay, and do subscribe my channel Manish Kumar Verma Important Topics to get all the important lectures regarding BCom. Thank you.